Denise Langston. I'm also in Farr West City. We're over in Maya Meadows. Look at the long run. Okay, $3.15. To some, maybe it's a lot. To some, it's not. But if you look at the long run of what you're benefiting, look at your kids, your grandkids, everything else. Where are they going to be if we have everything filled in all the landfills? We can't do anything else. But if we do our part to recycle it, so somebody makes a few pennies, but we do our part for our kids and our families. Sorry, I invented.
Actually, you win, and I certainly don't envy you guys tonight. I personally think recycling is great. I don't have a problem with recycling. I think the issue here tonight is whether or not we're going to force it on the residents and do the majority of the people of Farr West City want it. Me personally, I recycle my material. If I want money for it, I'll take it to Bloom. The Boy Scouts have a newspaper bin at Farr West Elementary. I give my newspaper to the Boy Scouts. I recycle, it's my personal choice, and I do with my material or my money what I want, which is donating to the Boy Scouts whatnot. So, no one in here is going to agree that recycling is bad. I think everyone in here, for the most part, does some recycling. I think that this is an issue that would be better served on the ballot so that the government isn't the one making the decision. It's actually the residents that get to make that decision. And I think we have an election coming up this year. If we're going to be printing off a ballot, why not stick it on the ballot and let the actual residents speak?
Vaughn Hackey. Question that came in my mind is that during this last year we had a paper came out and asked the city members to vote or to send them back to the city some information on whether we wanted to spend the money on barrels and so forth, and I believe it came back no, because the topic got dropped real quick once a bunch of people said no. I say no right now to the 315 just simply because I mean I hate to be the bad guy in the world, but I followed a garbage truck around, and I hate to say it was one of your trucks up in Pleasant View the other day. Well, it was actually in December, and I followed the same truck for all the way up from the Pepsi plant, all the way back down into the first subdivision over past the old city building. Same truck picked up the same stuff at the same time. There was no recycling going on in that truck. And I'm going to go one step farther. Waste management was over down in another subdivision in Pleasant View, and he was picking up stuff, and guess what he was doing? Same truck, pull up, bolt dump barrels, and I don't think there's two separate containers inside those garbage trucks. Don't think so.
Some of the trucks there are two separate containers. Some of them there isn't. Some of them, one side of the packer sweeps to the left, and that would be the recyclables. The other one sweeps to the right.
The same driver that I was following was one of the drivers that's out here, nicest guy in the world. And his truck doesn't have two compartments.
Well, that you're mentioning Pleasant View, and that was for, you said January.
No, for December.
December, okay. Which would be December 2010. On average, it's 35 tons is what we recycled, and okay. that's what we took to the buildings.
All I'm saying is that I followed him from the Pepsi plant up to the top of the hill. We made a right-hand turn and went back down into the subdivision, and he was dumping in the same bucket.
Dumping both black barrels, or what?
Black and blue.
Okay, because we have two different trucks that run two separate routes, and this is the first time I've ever heard of that, and I've got all the tonnages to show, and our trucks dump two separate loads.
Okay, and like I said, it's done, finished. Nobody's going to go back out to the transfer station because they couldn't find this stuff anyway.
Okay.
But again, I wrote back in on that letter saying, no, I wasn't willing to pay for another garbage can. I'm not ready to pay for another garbage can. I'm sorry to say that 315 isn't just a fee. Fees become taxes because they never disappear. They never disappear. We just keep getting it. Next year it's 715, and next year it's 1015, and pretty soon we're paying more and more because that's the way things are. Taxes go up, fees never go down.
Any more concern? I'm Mike Winley. I live out in Farr West Meadows. A couple years ago, we went to a private company, Northwest Recycling. $10 a month. They brought you out a small roll-away Rubbermaid garbage can. They came and picked it up every other week. Most times we had more recyclables than we had garbage. We were able to drop our second garbage can. How many in this room has a second garbage can? Has 2 garbage cans? You will lose your second garbage can. How many do you pay a month for that garbage can?
I think $7.
$7? So you've now cut that in half. What you're paying.
It's not about what I'm paying. I'm going to keep my 2 garbage cans.
You won't need the 2 garbage cans. You won't need them. You'll have an empty one
I don't
sitting
even
there.
put them both out every week.
Then you won't have to put one of them out every week. We had less garbage every time we put our recyclables out than we did. We had more recyclables than we had garbage.
I understand that.
And so you're going to take, how much do we pay a ton at the transfer station?
30.
You say $30 a ton?
For recyclables or the
It's all
trash?
for trash.
Recycling is free,
You're
the
out of
trash
order.
is paid.
Let's talk. You guys-
So the city is going to haul these recyclables in. You take that money out, that savings gets passed on to us as residents, which means you're not paying as much to haul garbage away. Your taxes do go down.
They don't go down.
You're saving money in the long run. They're not having to take that big, double long semi-trailer to Tooele, which is, I do believe, is where they haul garbage, to a landfill. So you're going to maybe eliminate a bunch of trips to there, at least one trip there. So the state taxes are going to go down because you're not wearing and tearing on the freeways. I mean, you're saving money all around in the long run. It doesn't look like it now, but $3.15 is a steal. I mean, I can scrape that much up and spare change out of my pickup truck in my house. I mean, it's less than a Big Mac at McDonald's. $3.15 is not that much.
And the
it's not that bad.
$3.15 actually contributes to savings for the city. The reason that Farr West City, I think, should adopt this program is because it will save you money. The $3.15 or $37.80 a year that you'll pay is going to be tacked on regardless when we have to pass a bond for different things. So I know that we're going to have to update our sewer system or a program for filtering our water that's going to be over, what was it, $1 million? More than $1 million. So every time they pass a bond, your property taxes go up. Every time there's a problem at the community center, every time that there's a problem with something, money has to come from somewhere. It comes from your property taxes. So with the recycling program and the money that they save on dumping your garbage, the city of Pleasant View, we have their facts and figures right here for last year. Over the course of 2010, they saved $11,000, $11,696.40. And Plain City, which is more similar to our size, saved $9,610. And in 2011, they're looking at hitting over 10,000 because of new development and new homes. This translates into savings, so I know that when there's a problem with the community center, $10,000 or $11,000 can go a long way to fixing small problems, rather than having to raise property taxes on everyone or go on with damaged equipment or damaged things in the city. $10,000, $11,000 goes a long way in Farr West's budget. So I would gladly sacrifice $37.80 every year to pay for my city to have $11,000 in savings to benefit our city. Yeah.
Ladies next, right?
Oh.
I'm Jennifer Bitton, and I live over in Bermuda subdivision. I'm Turner's mom, and I actually haul all of my recycling in. And I just wanted to bring up a point. We are borrowing this planet from our children and our grandchildren. And how many of us want the property, say, out west of Bermuda to be a landfill?
I got children next door to me.
I don't want a landfill in my backyard. My other question is, I paid $75 extra to have 2 garbage cans. And I wanted to know, is that something these people are going to have to pay for? Are they going to have to pay $75 for that blue garbage can, or they pay the flat $3.15 a month?
It's a flat rate, $3.15 a month. We supply the cans. The cans are about $70 a piece. I paid for, I offered to pay for the cans, service them, maintain them, deliver them to the houses so there's no cost to the city. And basically, I didn't get anything out of that. That's just